Have you ever wondered why some birds are flying around the water bodies? And even sometimes they descend down into the water bodies and come out. And if you observe, some of them come out holding fish. Do you know what that means? That is what we are going to talk about in this video. So stay watching and you shall learn greatly from this video, because such activities also happen in our red or our raised farm system. That's fish farming, where fish farmers lost greatly through that behavior of those birds and other animals. In this video, we shall be looking at predation. We look at the definition, we will talk about predators, and more importantly, how to prevent predators from predating your fish. After all, your ultimate goal is to make profit from your farm. So losing fish to predators is impacting great loss in your farm. Please subscribe to my channel. Predation is a process whereby living things or living organisms known as predators attack and consume fish. Such living things could be birds, they could be reptiles like snakes and tortoises, they could be mammals, and they could be insects. And if you don't notice the presence of these predators in your farm, they are going to consume most of your fish, if not all of your fish. So identifying them early and providing protection so that they will not consume your fish will help you tremendously as a fish farmer. Let's dive detail into that. As I mentioned earlier, predators are living things that attack and consume fish. To them, they are taking their meals because they feed on them. And they do that in the natural water bodies normally, and nobody cares. And when they identify fish farm, it is even easier for them because the fish are being confined in a smaller place. So when they get in there, they can get enough that they want and get out. It's easier for them. But for you as a farmer, it's a great loss. So you would want to protect them from accessing your farm. Like I mentioned earlier, most or the common ones are the best. When they are flying above the water bodies, in this case, your fish farm, whether you're using the pond system or whichever system, once they are flying, they see under the water body or they see under the water. So if the fish are there, they see them and they make their target. They'll come in there and pick the fish and move out. And this is higher when the fish are still smaller, like during fingerling or juvenile stage. Because at this stage, it is very impossible for the fish to defend themselves. For instance, catfish have defensive system where they also attack any external object that comes into the water or the pond. And I've experienced that severally, where you put your hand in there to take something or to correct the aeration system or whatever, And then the moment you put your hand in there, they're attacking your hand. They bite you hardly. So that is when they are big enough to do that. So that time, even when the bears or the predators come in, they attack to defend themselves. I'll give you a practical example. 2 occasions, I came to my fish farm in the morning and I found ox. The first time I found the ox, it was dead on the pond, but it wasn't eaten. So I gently removed it. And I knew probably it came to eat the fish, and probably either they have defended themselves or who knows, it died in the fish pond. And the second time when I came, the ox was not only dead, but it was eaten, and there was only left over or some pieces of the meat and the feathers. The feathers were all over the pond and some pieces of the meat. So I collected the feathers and the remains and threw it away. And I knew that it was eaten by the catfish. But when they are smaller, it is very difficult for them to defend themselves. So that's why I'm saying the common ones are the best. We also have reptiles. Snakes, tortoises, they all feed on fish. They eat meat, including fish. So they will come around and they are spying around the pond, waiting to see the prey or the fish and attack. So any fish that comes closer to the edges, then they'll go in and attack that fish and consume. These processes are causing loss to you as a farmer. Unless you want to be charitable and you want to give them charity, that one is up to you. We also have mammals like cats. Cats also predate on fish. They also attack and consume fish. So these mammals are predators. We also have some insects, and those insects, they are also able to attack and consume the fish, especially when they are so smaller. So in order not to lose your fish to such predators, you need to find a way of preventing them from accessing or attacking your fish. And this brings us to the prevention measures. How do you prevent predators from attacking your fish? Please, if you found value so far in the video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and give a comment. Let me know the videos you want me to cover, and we will do that, God willing. Now, first and foremost, when your fish are so smaller, fingerlings or juvenile, especially if you're using the pond system, either the tarpaulin pond, concrete pond, plastic pond, or whatever pond system, you can cover the pond with predators net or predation net. Such net is made of mesh with tiny holes. When you cover it with the net, then it is transparent and even sometimes very difficult for the birds or those predators to see. And when they descend down to pick, and when they descend to pick the fish, such net will serve as a barrier. Even if possible, it will trap them and they'll not be even able to fly away. So such nets serve as a barrier so that predators cannot access your fish. Another way of preventing these predators is fencing. And most commonly, if you are using the pond system, that is the earthen pond system, the mammals I mentioned earlier, they come inside there and predate them. So when you put wires or fence around, when they come, it serves as a barrier. They cannot get in the pond. Another way of preventing predators is putting scary noise or objects in your pond so that you can put something that will always scare them away. It could be CD wire or anything that will be making noise or putting sound, especially the birds. When they come and they hear that sound, they will fly away and they won't come back. You can also put CCTV or CC cameras and put sensors and alarms in there so that when they come and it sends them, it gives alarm and blow and they run away and they will come back. So this is more technological than the others, but it's helpful because this one will also prevent theft from accessing your fish. Another way of preventing this is by trimming around the place so that the birds cannot find places to stand, or those predators will not find hidden places around your farm to get opportunity to attack your fish. Always trim it and make it nicely. Another best way to also do is to provide hidden places for your fish in the pond. You can put up stones or rocks or woods so that when they sense danger of predators, they can easily hide under those barriers and the predators will not be able to consume or attack them. Another way to do is to provide bird feeders close or around the pond and make it a bit far away. So when the bird comes, instead of trying to consume the feed or trying to consume the fish, they will rather concentrate on feeding on the feed that you provide them and it will be enough for them. So doing all this will help you to prevent predators from attacking your fish. Now, having mentioned this, one of the disadvantages of doing this is cost. Because all these that I have enumerated, most of them come at a cost. Either purchasing the materials or getting experts to do that for you come at a cost. But despite the cost, I believe you will not want to lose your fish to predators. Try to provide those barriers to prevent your fish from being attacked by predators. When you do that, you're going to minimize losses. Why do you have to prevent them? First and foremost, you don't want to lose fish, like I said. For instance, if you stock 1,000 fish and 10 has been consumed by predators, you have lost them like that. And this is financial loss to you. Another thing is that when the predators get into the fish pond, they do not only attack and consume the fish, but sometimes they also contaminate the water in the pond. And when they contaminate it, it's going to lead to stress, diseases, and even mortality. Therefore, causing more death even than the fish that they consume. So contamination of your water system in the pond is also possible through predation. So try to avoid it. The third reason is also that predators are able to take the fish through stress. Because the constant predating on them is leaving fear in the fish. And they are always living in fear. And that fear will lead to stress. And the stress will lead to diseases, and the disease will lead to mortality. You see the chain? So avoiding that is best. It will also tender their growth, or it will reduce their growth rate, in the sense that as they are stressed or they fear, they will not be ready to eat. And while they don't consume feed enough, they will not be able to get more nutrients to grow. And for that matter, you keep them for longer period and you will not get the result that you want. So, having mentioned all these reasons are enough for you to provide preventions for fish so that predators will not be able to feed on them. Please, if you found value in the video, subscribe to my channel, like and share the video, and comment so that we will have more educational tips for you.